To be informed and entertained is a need of the modern cricket enthusiast. Just like previews, reviews and analysis need to unlock patterns. And questions, doubts and suspicions need answers. Here, boundaries, dismissals and records need to translate into virtual statistics. Arguments, interviews and opinions need to become intriguing headlines. Therefore, the ever-changing adventure of live international cricket needs Extra Cover, the most complete, precise and in-depth live show on Indian television.
Hello and welcome to Kent RO Extra Cover. Rewind 22 years back and think about what you were doing then. Well, for starters, I was in Standard 6. Sachin Tendulkar should have still been in school, but he went across, scored his first Test 50. Sanjay Manjrekar was the man of the match in that particular Test match in Faisalabad. Courtney Walsh went across and picked up more than 100 wickets by then at the Test level. Sanjay, there was no internet, there wasn't mobile phones. Economic liberalization kicked in a couple of years later, almost sounding prehistoric that.
And I remember seeing some of the footages of that series of, Tendulkar hitting Abdul Qadir and all the moments of that Pakistan series of 89. It was like a sort of long distance view of the cricket.
These are the last 7 times that he has stayed put at stumps somewhere around 60 to 80. And next morning he had to come in and bat. And over the last 7 consecutive times that he has been not out between 60 to 80, he has gone ahead and scored centuries. And did we say that we don't build up pressure on Sachin Tendulkar? No, it can never ever be that.
You just raised the hopes of his fans by another maybe 2,000 meters or something with that graphic.
Let's get across to Ravi Shastri, who's joining us from the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. Ravi, what an incredible day this can turn out to be.
I mean, you can just feel the buzz, RK. I've just come into the ground about 10 minutes ago. I've never seen so many people in this Test series. Outside a ground that early, Sanjay would know the landscape, E Road, D Road, C Road, you name it. All those entrances, just, people outside there. Plenty of policemen, a lot of security. And it looks as if there's going to be a lot of people in here even before play starts.
Let's listen in to Mr. Sunil Gavaskar.
The pitch? Arey Baba, there are plenty of runs in the pitch. Lots of centuries. But the one century that everybody is eagerly waiting for, that is 33 runs away. And those 33 runs, with the second new ball, will come quicker, hopefully, than you and I think. 25th November 2011. Is that going to be the day?
You could almost sense the heartbeat of Mr. Gavaskar there, isn't it?
Was that a pitch report?
From the outfield? From beyond the boundary?
Yeah.
He was very pumped up. I think he feels a sense of pride that it's been happening here. He's obviously of great fun of Sachin.
In a way, I mean, we always look at Sachin Tendulkar's perspective and probably India's perspective and say he's got 33 runs to get across to that 100 hundreds. But maybe West Indies has got an opportunity to stand back and think, look, let's approach this game as though India need 33 runs to win. And we need that one wicket.
And use the pressure on Tendulkar to their own
and use that pressure
yeah.
on Sachin Tendulkar perhaps.
That's a very good thing to do. I mean, and I'm hoping that's the way they're thinking. And let this 33 runs be so pressurizing for Sachin and the Indian team. It creates pressures amongst them and within them. And who knows, Sachin might try something or Laxman. And you get a hand to bowl that you get a new batsman in. And that in itself can create pressure. So that's the point I was trying to make in that. Let's not throw the towel in. Let's go out there and treat this 33 runs as if, well, it's a be all and end all. If he doesn't get it, then we have a chance of winning this Test match, and that's probably how they should be looking at it, to create more pressure on Sachin.
Let's get across to Sarah Jain, who's joining us from Indore. Excellent to have your company as ever. 2-1, which makes the series alive and kicking, which means a few people will be smiling at the end of the day, few might not. Plenty of crowd expected, so much to look forward to, Sarah.
Good afternoon, guys. Absolutely. And here in Indore, it's a packed house once again. It has been fantastic to see all 4 ODIs sold out like this. But Indore definitely has been the most vocal. And like you said, it's very exciting. So they're only going to get more vocal. Good afternoon, Ian.
Hello to you, Sarah. Hello to everyone. Yeah, I mean, it's a great atmosphere. I mean, I watched the India-England series a little bit earlier in the year. And it was a shame really to see that so many of the games weren't sold out, but we can't say that about this West Indies series. It's given it an atmosphere and it really has brought it to life. The West Indies has brought the series to life.
Oh my God. Just 1 minute.
We seriously hope that Ian is safe there. Ian is safe there. Jeez.
I noticed something before they came out here. They were moving away, and I was hoping it wasn't a ball that they were running away from.
Let's get across to Saurav Ganguly, who is joining us at this point in time from the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium in Hyderabad. Saurav, wonderful to have you with us on Kent Aro Extra Cover. It just shows the power of that number 5, 6 and 7 in that Indian middle order under the conditions that we have there, isn't it?
Oh, they were terrific, especially Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He came into bat at such an important situation. India were 4 down at 128 and he played an absolute blinder. Raina did well, but it was that man, Dhoni, who saw the innings through. It's not just about scoring runs, it's about batting till the end and seeing them through, and he was terrific.
If you're still talking strictly about one-day international cricket, you're still looking at an English team, yes, which has got high potential, but which is still a work in progress, as opposed to an Indian side which has won the World Cup as recently as what, about 5 months back?
Exactly. Look, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I think England is still very much in the one-day format of the game, still learning, still looking at new players, what the right combination is going to be, all that kind of stuff.
Well, that's a fantastic catch. He's one of the best fielders in the world, Paul Collingwood.
So then, as promised, we are here at the D.Y. Patil Sports Stadium and I've got Paul Collingwood with me. Hi, good to have you with us.
How are you doing?
Fairly early in the morning, good to have you with us.
Fantastic to be here. Very nice, warm day, beautiful stadium, and hopefully we can give the guys some tips.
Yeah, you've got a couple of guys, Mumbai under-22 cricketers, good ones at that. So let's go and find out what they are up to, and probably you can teach them a thing or two.
Brilliant.
Hi guys, so we've got Paul with us today.
Rajiv. Sarvesh, how are you doing? Okay, where have you been? You look as though you got a huge sweat on.
It is that kind of a day, isn't it? So I managed to find myself a bit of a shade and try to observe what you were talking to the boys, and it was a nice experience.
Yeah, hard work, eh? Did you learn anything out of the session?
Yeah, of course. You were talking about catching a bit.
Yeah, so you know how to catch now?
Yeah, just about, I think.
Okay, we'll see.
Right, probably I can do a bit more with a bit more of practice, but hope you guys took a lot more catches than I managed to do over the last 1 hour or so. But honestly, it was wonderful having Paul. Thank you so much.
No problem whatsoever.
Yeah, it is great. So until we meet you next time around in our special academy, it's goodbye from all of us. Okay, we touched about the outfield, it's lush green, beautiful grass cover, but what about those 22 yards? I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the piece of footage that you're about to witness is something that you'll never ever probably witness in your entire life. Let's get across to Virender Sehwag because he's down there by the pitch side with his pitch report. Over to you.
First of all, welcome to Virender Sehwag International School and Sehwag Cricket Academy, and this is the wicket which we spend a lot of time, and it's well bind, hard, and little bit grass, because if you leave the grass then wicket will stay more firm and give you good bounce and little bit help for the fast bowlers. So I think it looks good batting track. If batsman plays his shots, maybe he'll enjoy, and if bowler is in bowling good areas, then maybe he'll also enjoy. Ball will move a little bit here because of that atmosphere. You can see here there's a lot of greenery and there's a lot of wind coming from that side, so it looks good. And it's a good ground to be play on.
I'll have to ask you this question. How many times have you spent so much time thinking about a track like this at the international level?
I'll tell you one story. When I became a captain in South Africa, when Rahul Dravid got injured, I was a vice captain. I supposed to lead the side, and when we were discussing which team we should play, so coach and captain means Rahul said, why don't we look at the wicket and then we can take the decision. So I said, I never look at wicket before the game, so I will not go and see the wicket. You guys go and see the wicket and tell me, and then we'll pick our playing 11.
We've tried finding out an explanation as to why faster bowlers who really start quick 140s, 145s in India per se,
suddenly seem to drop down to about 125. Why is that? Why is that happening?
That is a billion-dollar question, not even million-dollar question.
Since we are on the subject of India and Pakistan, we've had so many characters in India-Pakistan cricket. I guess you know where I am coming to and what I am coming to. Shoaib Akhtar, he always finds a way to be in news, and this time around he's talked a bit about you as well in his book, isn't he?
Yeah, I believe so. I haven't read the book, but I've been seeing the news channels. I've been in India for the last 3-4 days. I think it's just a publicity to sell your book. And coming back to Shoaib, I think the only person who destroyed his career was Shoaib Akhtar himself.
When you talk about talking to youngsters, I mean, does that really help that you're from this part of the world, your language is suited to them, you're very approachable, and therefore you can perhaps look at, say, a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old very differently to somebody like a Brett Lee or a Lakshmipati Balaji who's coming back after a bit of an injury as well?
Of course, it matters. You know, I can give you a very funny example. I was playing and we hired Jeffrey Bycott. I think it was 2001. We paid him.
Consultant?
Yeah, we paid him lots of money for a couple of weeks. So I went for training. He was training these youngsters in the middle, and I was running and doing my sprints. And I saw Imran Nazir. They made a little hut in the middle of the ground. So I could see only his head because there was a little, there was a little hut. I could see his head nodding for about 10 minutes.
Imran Nazir.
And Jeffrey Bycott, they both were talking, and he was just going, yes, 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 yes. So when it finished, I called him. I said, this has to be in Hindi or Urdu. I said, हर बात पे हाँ क्यों कर रहा था? कुछ समझ आई? कह रहे नहीं. तो मैंने कहा हाँ क्यों कर रहा था? कह रहा वसीम भाई फिर और घंटा बोलता. So the idea is our youngsters, the dialogue, the accent is difficult.
Did you tell Jeffrey that in England?
No, I didn't. That was 5-6 years ago.
Joking,
I know.
Yeah. There's another place that you've promised to take me when I'm in Jamaica, and that is to a place called the Cuddies, isn't it?
Cuddies is a restaurant, some bar, a sports bar. That they probably go watching the cricket now in the sports bar. I'm near sport too. But I mean, it's a sports bar in Jamaica where it's like a full-fledged restaurant and a sports bar. And that now was like a boy's dream when I was growing up and started to play the game.
Courtney Walsh was a leg spinner.
Was a leg spinner to start with.
So, yeah, we can believe you there. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So, whoever advised you to bowl a bit of leg spin with that height of yours, and why did you want to be a fast bowler then?
I wasn't this tall, but at the time when I was bowling leg spin, there were spinners around. Lance Gibb was the off spinner, and a chap called Arthur Barrett, who used to bowl leg spin at Melbourne. And I think he was such a wonderful leg spinner, and we didn't see a lot of it. I wanted to be like Arthur.
Michael Holding is one of your best friends, so to speak. The other, I would assume, is Curtly Ambrose, that you keep in touch with till now.
Till now, I mean, Curtly is like my soul brother, so to speak, and we keep in touch. We're very well in tune with what's happening. We speak on a regular basis.
So what, Curtly Ambrose lands in Jamaica and asks Courtney Walsh to pick him up from the airport?
And I'm there. I mean, you can probably call me as a plane land and I'll try to get. I'm always late picking him up anyway. And it's the same thing when I reach Antigua. But if he calls me and says, I've just landed in Jamaica, I'm on my way to pick him up. The only way I don't go to pick him up is if I'm in Montego Bay, which is the other side of the island. I'll call Mummy and says, Curtly's at the airport, get someone to pick him up.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to everybody who's present here. Hello and welcome. We are all a part of an historic occasion, to say the least. M05, there you go. Just a quick confirmation. 20 years of age, M05 Manoj Antal. Karnataka have gone in for Dhanraj Pillai at over 40. He's making a bit of a comeback into competitive hockey. It remains to be seen in what capacity he'll be used. Will he be used solely as a player, or will he be a coach, or coach come player really, or a mentor in that particular dressing room? Interesting picks. Nonetheless, of course, it's only fair to say that he is really a household name as far as Indian hockey is concerned. We'll dive into a quick break. When we come back, we'll have lots more. Great to have you with us on another edition of Dial S for Sports. We've talked about a variety of sport. We've talked about hockey. We've talked about football. We've talked about Formula 1 as well. But there is one core ingredient behind being a successful athlete. Doesn't matter what sport you choose, eventually it boils down to fitness. And therefore, we've got someone who is one of the finest in the business, the physiotherapist of the Rajasthan Royals team, formerly with the Indian team. John Gloucester, excellent to have your company. Let me get across to Heath on this. Heath, if you're still around with this, John was talking about training smart. It'll be wonderful if you can take us through this popular perception. The popular perception seems to be fitness is equal to gym. I mean, that seems to be the popular perception. Can you take us through that, and how much can you go away from the gym, or how much time should you actually spend